Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. So I have been busy today here in the kitchen working on carrots. I went and picked up my order from Asia Standard on Friday, and part of that was 25 pounds of organic carrots. And so this is what I've been doing pretty much all day today. Of course, it started with washing and peeling all of these carrots, and that was the longest part of the process today. And my hands are still, well, this one is still a little bit on the orange side. It's fading now, but it's still got a tinge to it. I have 16 pints of the cubed carrots and then 5 pints of the carrot spears. And I've still got more carrots to work on tomorrow. I just ran out of time today to work on any more, but I don't think I'm going to can the rest of them. I'm actually going to shred them and freeze them into portions. I have some recipes that I like to make that use shredded carrots, and so I can just shred these. I can freeze them in, say, 1 cup portions, and then I can just pull them out for some recipes. So I'll be working on that tomorrow. But before I could do any of the canning today, I had to take something down. You might notice there is something missing in that spot right there. It is that giant beast of a microwave. The thing was huge. We have no need for such a big microwave. We don't use microwaves very often. I mean, that was one that you could make cakes and casseroles and all that stuff in there, and pretty much the only thing we ever use a microwave for is melting butter for recipes or reheating a plate, and we did not need that giant microwave up there. So I needed to use my big canner because I had all of these carrots to work on today, and that microwave was so big, it came down so low, there was maybe ½ an inch between the bottom of the microwave and the handle of my All-American canner there. So I took that thing down, and it will not be going back up. I'm sure we will still have a microwave in the house, but I will just go and pick up a little microwave that I can stick in the pantry or someplace that's out of the way and not taking up space. And I will tell you that when I took it down, immediately there was so much more light on my stove. It felt like I was cooking in a cave. And so I was just very happy to see that thing go away. So right now I'm just waiting for my pressure canner over here to come down and zero out so that I can open up the lid and take the last of the jars out. So I have a video that I'll be sharing later this week where I talk about different types of canners. I talk about their features, what they're good for, what they're not good for, and I share a few tips and just some general information for people who are wanting to get started in canning, don't know what kind of canner they need. I feel like if you see a representation of different types of canners, it would give you an idea of what you would want to have in your home. So yesterday was the first day of Sukkot, which actually began on Friday evening at sunset. And I mentioned in a video the other day that I would talk about the thing that I was sitting in, and there's a dog in there making noise. That structure that I had put up was called a sukkah, and there's all different styles and ways of doing a sukkah. It is basically a temporary shelter to enjoy your dinner in. Depending upon the type of sukkah, you may sleep in it. It could be something as simple as a tent. Last year I built one in the front garden at my Alabama homestead, and that one I made out of a cattle panel that had been already existing for plants to grow on, and I utilized that as the frame. I took bamboo, I cut down some plants, some goldenrod, some of this pampas grass type stuff out there, and strung lights and put up flowers, and it was really lovely. Now this year I didn't have a cattle panel set up like that, so I decided to use a tent canopy, and originally I was going to put it on our upper deck upstairs. Realized as soon as I started pulling it out, it won't fit up here. It's too big. So our property here has this gigantic 10-foot table outside that's built of wooden beams and stone. And I thought, well, I'll just set it up out there. And so that is what I did. It was just a simple canopy tent with white fabric that I cut into strips on one side. I use those strips to tie it to the canopy, but then I also let them hang down. It looks just kind of like a pretty decorative fringe. I put up some garland and some artificial flowers, some pumpkins and gourds, and it was just a very festive autumn place to sit. Yesterday we had fellowship, and my friends had a sukkah that they had set up, and they had used cedar boards and some pretty floral curtains, and they had a beautiful sukkah as well. You know, sukkahs can be done, like I said, in all different ways, from simple to elaborate, but half of the fun is figuring out how you want to put them together and doing them with your friends and family, and then just spending the evening with food and fellowship and prayer and music and worship. And it's a beautiful time. And in case you are wondering what exactly a sukkah is and why would we do this, a sukkah is for the celebration of Sukkot, which the word Sukkot is plural for sukkah, which is another word for a tent or a shelter or a booth. And they are done in celebration for the Feast of Sukkot, also called the Feast of Tabernacles or the Feast of Booths. This feast is discussed several times in Scripture, and it is a remembrance of how Jehovah brought his people out of bondage and brought them into the wilderness. And during that time when they were in the wilderness, they had nothing to rely upon except him. He was their shelter, he was their provider, and he took care of them during that time that they were out in the wilderness. So it is a time of looking back and seeing where the Hebrew people came from and how they were brought out and given their freedom from bondage. But it also looks forward and is a dress rehearsal for the feast of the Messiah and his bride. The feast, Sukkot, is 7 days long, which is also the same amount of time as a traditional Hebrew wedding. The celebration lasts 7 days, and it being a feast of the Lord, it is prophetic. And so it looks back in remembrance and looks forward to what is yet to come. So that is it for today. I'm going to finish up with my carrots here and call it an evening. So thanks for hanging out with me here in the Homestead kitchen. My name is Constance from Cosmopolitan Cornbread, and I'll talk to y'all next time.